When you complete a PTE Read Aloud task on test day, the scoring AI is listening very carefully to your pronunciation. Test takers often get penalized in this task for simple mispronunciations that could easily be avoided. So in this video, we're going to do some real read aloud practice, and I'm going to show you 3 of the most commonly mispronounced sounds in English so that you can pronounce these sounds correctly on test day. So on test day, you're going to get 6 or 7 read aloud questions that look like this. Your job is to read the paragraph of text which contains up to 60 words and includes 1, 2, or maybe 3 sentences. Sounds pretty easy, right? Well, let's see. Just before we get started and look at the 3 sounds that can trip you up in PTE, make sure you click that subscribe button for trustworthy, high-quality PTE preparation advice. So it's important to understand that on test day, the PTE algorithm scores you in 3 main ways. You are scored on content, pronunciation, and oral fluency. Pronunciation is a major issue for a lot of PTE candidates. But what does pronunciation actually mean? Well, specifically, the PTE algorithm is testing you on your ability to say the 20 vowel sounds correctly, the short vowel sounds, the long vowel sounds, and the diphthongs like a, e, oi, a, etc. The 24 consonant sounds of English like b, k, d, f, z, etc. And the 144 consonant cluster sounds like br, cr, sw, pl, etc. Now, in English, there are 3 sounds that are particularly troublesome for a lot of English language students. These problem sounds include th, as in this, that, theatre, thistle, something. The v-w distinction, as in violin or violin, vet, wet, victim, victim, etc. And the b-p distinction, as in be, p, bin, pin, bark, park, etc. Let's take a closer look at that th sound. Here's a read aloud that contains a lot of th, th, or the sounds. Can you see them? So there are actually sort of 2 th sounds in English. There's the th sound where you push air out like 3 or 30, for example. And then there's the sound where you just make a noise in your throat. Let's take a closer look. So there's the sound with no breath, like the, this, that, these, and then. You can feel the noise in your throat. Then there's the th sound where you use your breath, like thistle, therapy, theatre, something. Let's do a tongue twister together so that we can practice making these sounds. I'll go first and then you try it. 3,000 thick thorny thistles thumped in the thunderstorm on Thursday. You try it. Say it with me. 3,000 thick thorny thistles thumped in the thunderstorm on Thursday. So let's take a closer look at that read aloud from before, and I want you to hit the th sounds correctly. Ready? I'll say it first and then you do it. Chemotherapy drugs frequently cause inflammation in the liver, and when they do, doctors must often lower patients' doses or stop administering the therapies altogether. Clinical studies have investigated using milk thistle to treat liver damage from toxins such as rose thorn poisoning. Your turn. Well done. Now, before we move on to talk about the second most troubling pronunciation point in English, I want to talk to you about why you should only consider practicing with high quality trustworthy PTE preparation materials like those from E2. E2's PTE preparation course only uses high quality practice questions that are written by English language experts. A lot of the free questions you find on the internet are of very poor quality and will create more confusion than clarity. So when choosing a prep course, choose one written by experts with a track record of helping millions of students get the scores they need. How do you sign up to E2 Test Prep? It's easy. Go to www.e2language.com or click the link in the description below. Click the Start Free Trial button in the top right corner. Choose PTE. Choose a package, or you can try it for free. Enter your details. You'll then be sent an email to verify your account. And that's it. You can try our high quality practice questions, and you can even join our expert live classes. So keep that in mind when choosing who to prepare with, okay? All right, let's now look at a particularly troubling sound for many South Asians. The v-w sound. So these two sounds often get confused, and the v sounds like a w and the w sounds like a v. Remember that the speaking algorithm is very precise when it comes to picking up pronunciation errors. So you need to make sure you get these two sounds exactly right. Here's a read aloud that has lots of v-w distinctions. So the v sound is made by putting your top teeth onto your bottom lip, like v, and making a humming sound in your throat before releasing your teeth and lips and the air. V. The w sound is made by rounding your lips and making a humming sound in your throat. W. They are very different sounds. V, w, v, w. Here we go. Let's do a read aloud together. I'll go first and then you can do it after me. Ancient violin makers used a variety of oil-based varnishes. While oil varnishes soak down into the slender crevices between the fibers of the wood, spirit varnishes coat the wood to improve the musical vibrations. Your turn. How did you go with that v-w distinction? It's an important one to get right. Okay, let's now look at the third most difficult to pronounce sound in English, and this affects many people from Southeast Asia and the Middle East. We're going to look at the p-b sound. So for many people, there doesn't seem to be a difference between p and b. They sound almost exactly the same or exactly the same. But for native English speakers and the PTE algorithm, there's a big difference between p and b. Ready? Listen carefully for the difference in the sound of b and p. B, p. Beach, peach. Bath, path. Bark, park. Bay, pay. Now it's your turn to say these sounds and differentiate b from p. Okay, pause the video and say each of these words and pronounce each sound correctly. It's almost indistinguishable. When making the p sound, as in peach, like the fruit, you push the air out. Whereas when you make the b sound, as in beach, there is less air being pushed out. It's more in the throat. Let's practice with a read aloud. Okay, let me say this first and then you should read it aloud as well. Bees and flowers have a harmonious interdependency with equal benefits for both. The insects obtain nectar and pollen, pollinate the flower, and ensure the plant's propagation. Even humans benefit, as without bees, there would be no apples and no honey, a morally immaculate win-win situation. Okay, your turn. How did you go with the b-p distinction? Remember that if you want more practice, high quality, trustworthy practice, then check out E2 Test Prep. We have great questions, methods, mock tests, feedback, and much, much more. My name is Jay. See you soon.